Can the Los Angeles Clippers come back to beat the Dallas Mavericks? A simple question that is yet so complicated to answer. If anyone had told us that Dallas would come into the Staples Centers and steal not one but both games, we would call them crazy. But here we are now. The Clippers, in this series so far, only have three players that are averaging double figures in scoring: Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Nicholas Batum, who only got 18 minutes of playing time in Game 2 despite his solid Game 1 performance. In comparison, the Mavericks have six players who are scoring double-digit points, with Doncic, Hardaway Jr., who's been on a tear this series from three, Porzingis, Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Maxi Kleber. And all of this starts with Luka Doncic's freedom in this series to exploit the matchups that he is given to facilitate buckets for himself and for his teammates. If the Clippers are to have any chance at making a comeback in this series starting tonight, they need to make a couple of changes to their starting lineup and to their defensive schemes and coverages, as everything on the offensive end has seemed to be way too easy for the Mavericks. So I made a list of four changes that they should make in order to give Doncic and the Mavericks a harder time on both ends of the floor. Number one, replacing Ivica Zubac with Serge Ibaka in the starting lineup. Zubac has quickly become a target for Luka Doncic on offense because of his lack of lateral quickness, and he has quickly become a defensive liability for the Clippers in this series. Ibaka, on the other hand, has shown very positive things in the limited minutes that he has gotten in the series so far, swatting 3 shots and being a plus 17 in only 18 minutes of play, while Zubac is a minus 29. For that reason, if he is deemed healthy enough to play tonight, Tyronn Lue should look into starting him to add a better off-ball defender and a more capable scorer on offense because of his ability to hit the three and mid-range jump shots, while Zubac is more of a guy that scores under the rim and in the paint. Number two, starting Nicholas Batum over Marcus Morris. For the same reasons as the Zubac-Ibaka swap, Morris has been another liability for the Clippers on both ends of the floor, as he is another one of Doncic's main targets. He is shooting 29% from the field and 18% from three, which doesn't help the Clippers, who are in the desperate need of a third person to score in bunches. Batum, as I said in the start of the video, is the only player other than Kawhi and Paul George to be averaging double-digit points on a 54-50-100 shooting split. He offers more ball handling ability on offense and is a more sound defender than Morris, which makes this change an easy one for me. Number three, giving Terrence Mann more minutes. Mann, who hadn't played in Game 1, came into Game 2 and showed a lot of positive signs. His athleticism and his energy on both ends of the floor is what the Clippers have been lacking at home in this series. He was relentless while attacking the basket and found multiple holes in the Mavs defense that the Clips can and will have to exploit in order to win this series. The final thing on my list is simple, but yet something that LA hasn't been doing, just being more intense and energetic on defense. They have shown lazy attempts at double teams that gave Luka more than enough time to analyze and exploit. A failed attempt at a box-and-one defense that kept getting used against them. Overall, the Mavericks just got way too many easy baskets, whether it was on backdoor cuts that showed players being wide open and open threes. The first three changes that I recited should help the defense and offensive flaws that the Clippers have shown so far. Kawhi and Paul George, the two main pieces of this Clippers franchise, will also have to be big in the upcoming games if they want to have any chance of playing in the second round. They have shown what they can do on the offensive end so far, but now they must do it on defense too. Let's see what changes Coach Lue makes tonight in a must-win game for his team, as no team has ever came back from down 3-zip. 9:30 AST, 6:30 Pacific tonight. Don't miss out on what's bound to be a great game.